Sometimes in life, you gotta make the conscious decision to do something. Because life doesn't happen for you. And the moment you realize that, that's the moment you're gonna have your breakthrough. Creativity is the main driving factor of making art. And art can be anything. Anything you make, anything you create is art. Content, paintings, drawings, music, sculpturing, whatever it might be, right? Creativity is a driving factor. But you can't always just sit around and wait for creativity to come along. 50% of the time, you gotta start working before the creativity even kicks in. And of course, sometimes the creativity will come before you even start to work. But sometimes it won't. And that's when you gotta step in and make the conscious decision to start working no matter what. I also think doing stuff that pushes you out of your comfort zone is really healthy and beneficial. It kind of sucks. It is hard in most cases. Really depends on what you want to achieve. But in most cases, I would say it's hard. Like, it's uncomfortable, right? And that's not a good feeling necessarily. Just like me right now. This is my first video on this channel. I'm speaking a language that is not my native language. It's a universal language, so I can reach out to more people. I do have a YouTube channel in my own native language as well that I recently started posting on. And while it's kind of more personal to post in my own language, because family, friends, people I went to school with will see it and judge me based on my videos. Not that it matters, but sometimes those thoughts will kind of occupy your mind and create a lot of noise. You kind of just have to not necessarily ignore them, but sit and don't listen to them either. You kind of just have to observe them as what they are, which are thoughts. And you can think of thoughts as clouds passing by. You can kind of pick and choose which cloud you wanna look at, you know. Which clouds do you want to observe, analyze? Same with thoughts. Which thoughts do you want to occupy your mind? Which thoughts do you want to observe, analyze? Because when you have negative thoughts or think about that, oh, this person thinks this about me and this person says this about me, like, it doesn't really matter, right? But it's easy for those thoughts to take over because we want to appear as likable, right? But in life, you can't always have people that like you, or everyone can't like you. There will always be something that don't, or someone that don't. And you can't really be afraid to do what you want to do based on what you think other people think about you, because at the end of the day, most of your thoughts is assumptions, especially when it comes to being judged, because you don't know unless someone has written a comment to you or they have said it to you personally. You don't really know what these people think. You just assume. So let's say you want to do like I do now, make content. It's uncomfortable. Right now I'm sitting in a room. I have my door open. I'm at work. There are people living in this building that I am kind of watching, keeping an eye out of. And some of these people can come passing by. They can come in here and talk to me. And I'm sitting here making a video which seemingly looks kind of weird, right? They might think that I'm weird and stupid for making these videos, but they don't know my intention with these videos. They don't know why I do it, and I don't really know what they think even. They might just walk by and be in their own thoughts, and maybe they think that I think they are weird for just walking by, right? We're all in our own heads, and we all think the worst out of people for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, if it's because of some bad things that happened when you were little, or like we have all or at least most experienced some form of bullying, or at least being picked up for doing the things you like to do. And it affects people differently, of course. I know a guy who he doesn't take that shit. Like, he just lives his life as he wants to, and I aspire to be like him. He's doing great things in life, and he's a great role model. And I wish I could do that, and I'm trying to get out of my head more, and just do things that are uncomfortable. Like, for example, which I was about to say before I sidetracked, but if you want to make videos, and you make videos walking outside, holding up a camera or your phone or whatever, most people will look at you. And some might even think that you are stupid for thinking that you are better than them, because they assume that you think that about them, right? Again, it's a game of assumptions. Everybody just assumes the worst out of the person besides them, or walking by them. But what about changing the mindset, changing the paradigm, right? Instead of thinking the worst in people, try to think the best in people until they can prove you otherwise. Because right now we are playing a game of everybody sucks, everybody is against me, until they have proven me otherwise. Because you will think, oh, this person judges me, oh my god, he's looking at me with a judgeful look. But then a minute later, they come over and be like, oh, I overheard what you said, and that was really inspirational. I kind of fuck with what you were saying. Like, keep going, right? That has happened to me. People has come up to me and be like, yo, the content you make is fire. Because I've also been making TikToks for a while. So they come up to me and be like, don't stop. I love your content. I love watching your videos, and I'm inspired by you. And that makes my day, right? But if they wouldn't have said that to me, I would be like, yeah, they probably think I'm stupid. But they don't. They think I'm like cool, or like they are inspired by me. And that's my entire goal, right? So I kind of achieved what I was trying to achieve. But in my own head, I'm thinking that they are the bad person. But I'm not. Am I not the bad person for thinking other people are bad people? Right? So instead of just thinking the worst out of people, just assume that people are good and have good intentions until they prove you that they don't. Because I think at least 8 out of 10 people, or in 8 out of 10 situations, you will realize that people have good intentions. And they're, like, a lot of people are maybe afraid to approach you and tell you these things. But I think people should be more open to that, because takes so little energy and it costs so little to spread positivity in this world. And I am bad at this myself. I need to get better at it and just go up to people that I don't know or that I've seen and know from the internet or whatever and tell them something positive instead of just walking by and wishing that I did, because I wish I did. A lot of times in my life, if it's on the bus station or at the gym, at the mall, like it doesn't matter where it is. It could even just be walking past someone sitting on a bench or whatever, and I look at them and I'm like, whoa, that person looks really interesting. Why not just sit down, take 10 minutes out of your day and ask them, yo, what's your name? What's your story? That's something I want to do, but I'm so scared. But why? Me going up to that person, I don't know if this person is on the verge of ending his own life because he's had a rough month. Maybe he feels like there is no meaning in his life anymore. And me coming up to that person and asking about his life might create meaning for that person. So what I want you to do is this. Next time you see someone you think is interesting, or you see sitting, go up to them. Ask them how they are, who they are. And then say something positive about them. Tell them their shoes are nice, hair, whatever. And tell them to have a nice day. And walk away. Worst case, you will have a new friend, or you will meet someone that can change your life. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. And as always, stay positive. Bye bye.